Hey guys, welcome to Books on Toast with Anuya and Sharin. I'm your guest for this period. Please subscribe because we need your support, and if you subscribe, the numbers improve and we get more help from people. People take you more seriously, you get better followers, and it encourages these guys to do more content, and it helps everybody. It's a win-win.
Namaste. Welcome to the Books on Toast Wellness Retreat Center. We are going to today introduce you guys to this very divine soul who has graced our sets today to talk about some divinity. I am Under Guru Sharin. This is Under Guru Anuya. And with us we have the great
Please.
Shri.
Please, continue.
Guru, Kenneth, Sebastian.
I would like to humbly say that I don't accept titles.
Okay, we will give it back to the government.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
We would like to do a little welcome ceremony.
Oh,
Would you
yes.
like to partake in it?
Yes.
Well, life is an event that you can only observe.
Unicorns, rainbows,
Yes, okay.
good sex.
So we have just
Oh,
garlanded
this is that kind of show? Okay, we'll go
We'll
there.
do one little dotting
Oh,
of the third eyes. May they be open and you
To
may be all
activate.
wise.
Where you put on my bangs or
I
what?
can't understand where the third eye is. Activate the chakra of the...
activate the...
And I will put on myself.
Yes.
Thank you.
And now we will stop talking like this.
Oh, finally. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Anuya would end it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you
Just
so.
like relationship.
Hey,
Wow, he is
that's
the
good.
all-knowing Kenneth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
I get bored easily, Kenny.
I know. Anuya has very high standards. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm getting very confused because you're not insulting me.
No, I'm not insulting. It's a
Yeah,
compliment. Yeah. Hey, Sharon.
So,
So let's talk about your reading habits, Sharon.
So-
yeah, this is Books and Thoughts. Reverse, bitches! Yeah.
Kenny,
Yeah.
what are you reading right now? As in currently at this moment, in your mind,
Oh, I'm reading
at this second. Very...
like, honestly,
No. What
Okay.
are you reading right now?
I'm actually reading a book called The Logic of Life. It's by some economist, and they talk about, again, it's very lame to people who don't like all this, but it's a nice book. I like all these books about patterns that you find in society through readings and research groups and all. So like stuff like, hey, apparently there was a time where on Oprah, this show, where she just said that,
Everybody gets a
80%.
car.
No, 80%, yeah, that also, that's a great part. 80% of teens are engaging in oral sex, and oh my god, what to do.
Oh, really?
But what that means is that 80% of...
What that means is you get a dick, you get a dick, you get a dick. Everybody gets a dick!
Yeah!
Who's
look under
getting
your seats.
vaginas? Who's getting vaginas?
Well, they are a rare commodity.
I see.
But,
Okay.
yeah, so basically, but the thing is, the flip side is that 80% of teenagers understood the risks of unprotected sex and realizes that oral sex is less risky. So they could engage in physical activity while being safe. So they're being more responsible than irresponsible because the AIDS awareness had increased that time. So the oral sex.
So this
level
is
was-
somewhere in the 90s, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Like early 90s.
Yes.
Okay.
This
Sharon
is
knows.
logic of life. Why?
No, I mean it's like they do like readings of patterns, which I find very fascinating.
I think we should talk about
Yeah.
why we are all wearing garlands and dupattas.
And you're not following the dress code, which was
And-
clearly white.
I wanted to look nice for this episode, which is obviously going to be our highest.
Don't
viewed
jinx it.
So you know what she's saying, right? That
Yeah.
both of us look shit.
That's
Sharon
not
looks
what I'm
incredible.
saying. I'm saying Sharon looks.
See, there you go. Because see, this is why we need self-help, guys. This is why we have self-esteem issues. This is why.
By the way, what is the definition of self-help? Because I
Yeah.
didn't look it up.
So,
before we
how-
do that,
yeah.
the topic of this
Oh,
episode
sorry. Yes.
is self-help books.
Yes.
Very few of us know that Kenny reads self-help books.
No, stop it, Kenny reads.
Kenny reads comic books.
Yeah, I do. A
Yeah.
lot of people assume I
Is-
only read
yeah.
comics,
Yeah.
which I do. But
Yeah.
I also
he also
read
reads
Yes.
other bad stuff.
really boring stuff like non-fiction, autobiographies.
So what kind of non-fiction do you read? Generally?
I love management books.
Okay.
Like entrepreneurship books and disruptive, like how social media has changed the marketing thing. I love reading stuff like that. Because it's also very relevant to what I'm doing now.
And it's like going back to school, right? Because these are like sociological studies.
What did you study?
Oh, so I went to Kendra Vidyalaya, so I did CBSE Science.
Okay.
And then I did painting and sculpture. But the book thing is more like whenever, like being a comedian and content creator is kind of being like an entrepreneur and you lose motivation. So I kind of, because most self-help books are all similar. They tell you the same thing. It's just that it motivates me again.
Yes, true.
So whenever I feel a slump, I'll read a nice autobiography or a nice management book.
Okay.
And they'll be like, hey, this company did this, and the employees were like, whoa, the productivity increased. I'm like, oh, that's a nice idea.
Yeah.
No, I just watch Om Shanti Om.
Yeah?
Yeah. क्योंकि अगर किसी चीज को दिल से चाहो तो सारी कायनात तुम्हें
उसे
पाने की
Segue into 3 books I can like rat off from the top of my head. Secret, Alchemist, and what is the third one?
If Anuya is going to branch out, I'm branching out as well. What about you, Anuya?
Just watch Om Shanti Om, dude.
Yeah.
Why are you reading so many? Okay.
That's true.
I think we should establish at this point that I hate self-help books.
Yes.
No, say!
You do, Anuya? Why?
Because I don't like to be told what to do. That is what it boils down to. I can be all like, oh, there are 2 things. The first thing is that when I'm reading, I want a story. Okay. So I don't even read non-fiction. I want there to be beginning, middle, end. I want there to be heroes, heroines. I want there to be tragedy, comedy. I'll read. If I ever decide to read non-fiction, the first thing I'll read is View from the Cheap Seats, which is Gaiman, collection of essays. And I will read On Writing by Stephen King, which I've been meaning to for a while. That is what inspires me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I don't read.
So her definition of self-help is essays. That's essentially what you're saying.
If I have to, then yes. I'm saying I don't have a definition of self-help.
Okay.
I have read a few books. We can talk about those. But I essentially don't read it, which is why I'm going to make fun of these 2. But don't take it personally, guys.
No, it's too late. Don't touch. It's too late, but no. But the thing, I think, but it's segregated motivation. Like the entrepreneurship motivation comes from self-help, and the creative thing comes from films. Yeah, like, films is more than enough for me.
Yeah,
that's
but
why I get all
will
my
read
fiction.
a line that's really beautifully written, and I'll just like stare at it for 20 minutes and be like, why can't I write like this? Then I'll put it down and I'll start writing.
Okay, it's not a competition, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Kenny? What is self-help for you?
Oh, for me, self-help is
masturbation.
It's a losing battle.
I'm so jealous that Anuya gets to do this. I want to be
please go ahead and do
Anuya in the books on toast. I don't want to be the guest talking blah blah. I want to be the one interrupting with, oh, you mean masturbation, bro? It's way funner, man.
You can do that also.
No, I mean, they'll be damn annoying. They'll be, kya hai?
No, they won't be. Stop judging. Our readers love it when we do this shit.
No, I want to give them something valuable other than masturbation.
Go on.
They'll be like, Books on Toast as the guest. No, not guest. The best.
So self-help to you is?
Self-help for me is a person's like 20-year experience condensed into like a 100-page book. Which is
biographies.
No, like even their like studies. Like as a young boy, as a young handsome boy with raging hormones, I was always attracted to like hanging out with old people, like people older than me, because I had this thirst for knowledge and nimbu pani. So the books are like that. Macha, I've never been with an older woman.
Macha, what are you doing with your life then?
I'm waiting outside old age homes, but that's not true. That's not true. People don't realize I'm joking.
If you can't find Kenny, you know where to go to. Look for the nearest old age home. Google map that shit and stand outside waiting for Kenny.
So, your favorite self-help book?
The irony is, again, I was telling Anuya and Sharin that I'm very bad at remembering names of the book. Because I'm like,
plots.
And I envy people who are like, Daniel Feynman in his book, The Road to, I wish I could do that, but I can't remember.
Daniel Feynman on the Road to. That's a great book.
Like, the first ever book that changed my life was about public speaking, which my dad dramatically gave it to me. Because I had stage fright.
Really?
So he gave it to me. And it was more symbolic than...
Talk about this book and how it had a
big...
So guys, I had super stage fright, and I think it was a point in my life where I like decided that I had enough. I want to conquer stage. And my dad gave me a book, say, read this. It's about public speaking. It'll help you. It helped me. It's a very old book. I don't remember the name. But I think it was just like the right time at the right place. I got something physical to convince myself. And it had very basic stuff like prepare well, look at everyone in the audience, very basic stuff. But I think it was just
used it as a guide.
Used as a guide.
I think that is the essential key. I think which we've arrived at for self-help books. It's essentially, basically like they're guides into filling the gaps of or answering questions that you don't find answers to.
Or it just reminds you of things you already know.
So my sort of compass to self-help comes from my husband Sudeep, actually, because he reads a lot.
He's a wonderful man. I just want to cut here and say Sudeep is a wonderful person.
Yes, I have been told of the same.
Books on toes, turning into therapy.
Actually self-help is therapy. It is like, sort of internal therapy in that sense, and it gives you it gives you a compass. It is.
It's Asta therapy, dude.
It is actually, truly. So a lot of my self-help wisdom comes from him, because he reads a lot of self-help books. Like, you come into my house, you'll see self-help books littered all over the place. Yeah, you enter and power is there on the floor, and then you walk over it, and there's another self-help book.
Oh, he's the hipster of the.
So essentially, a recent
responsibility.
Acha, it's not fair. I want to be this person that ruins meaningful conversation.
I like this competitive, healthy competition here. Who will win this race? Anyway, so recently we both read this book called The War of Art. And it's basically like War of Art.
The War of Art. Okay.
So it's essentially, sort of a guide with, you guys are creative individuals.
Hopefully.
So as has been hopefully established.
Insane.
So when you do end up getting yourself in situations where you feel blocked, and I'm not talking about a writer's block, I'm talking about literally where you feel like you don't have the answers to things, and you are trying to kick yourself in the balls again and again, saying, why can't I get this right, man? What is that one thing missing? And this book talks about this being called resistance. And how resistance must be identified as like this one super destroyer, super villain being, if this was a superhero book, and what we can do to sort of harness its positivity and turn it around as a weapon for ourselves. So I really like the way that it was contextualized into like a sort of like a fiction book where resistance was a character and your entire focus shifted around like really turning against resistance and harnessing its potential for yourself. And that really helped us arrive at conclusions faster. So in that sense, self-help helps us both a lot. But get this book, guys, if you ever feel blocked, Stephen Pressfield's The War of Art.
That's very nice.
That's nice. Never buy it.
Again, I wish I was Anuya.
Do
you have a question, Anuya, which is going to take this forward?
Sasta therapy.
Or just...
Sasta therapy. I have personally dealt with OCD and depression. And while I was dealing with it, all my other friends who also have OCD and depression, I think we have just like we've attracted each other. Suggested this book called Mood Therapy, which was actually pretty helpful.
Mood therapy or mood therapy?
मेरा surname मनमोहन देसाई नहीं है तो
Oh, she's allowed to make fuck all jokes. But I can't do it. Sorry, continue.
Because my fuck all jokes come from a place of like, genuine warmth, like love for the world.
Sorry.
Whatever.
I
should write it. Anyway, so it was called Mood Therapy, and it tells you how to change the way you think so that you don't find yourself in the same situation, stressing out about the same thing again, dealing with whenever you have anxiety, how to teach yourself to pull yourself out of that situation and into a better place again. So that book is actually very, very useful to anybody who has dealt with either of these issues or
then why you said
stress
you don't
and
like
anxiety.
self-help books?
Because I didn't finish reading it.
Wow. Imagine if it transformed.
I read it. I read some of it and I put some of the methods in practice. And then I found a fantasy book that was more fun.
True. That's tough.
I'm like, should I read this or should I read this, which will actually help me forget.
Yeah. No, but you're right. I think if for you, self-help is fiction.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
It is my escape. It's my therapy.
Correct.
It's everything. I read it and I'm happy. It's as simple as that.
Wow, we just got real there, guys.
Yeah. Too real.
Too real.
So what are the kind of books that excite you? You forget it. What are the kind of books that excite you in the self-help section of a bookstore?
If it's a topic very far from
reality. No.
Okay, it sounds very pretentious, but it's very far from what I do. Like, I read a book about subconscious mind. So I was like, okay, let's see. But it's I think for me, it's like, hey, how does this connect to stand up, or how does it connect to what I do? And this is always on parallel, because I think anything you do creatively is kind of related to the brain. So anything behavioral really excites me. Like if I see a book about like, oh, this is a 40-year study of like 40 couples in 20 years, I fucking love that shit. I'm like,
You like statistics. You like a lot of
not statistics, like what they learn from the study. I'm not interested in the numbers, like what they learn from it.
What's the name of the book?
No, the one that I'm talking about is called The Agile Mind.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love that book. I read that book and it was like a direct manuscript to creative writers.
Okay.
It is literally like, oh, you have a creative block, do this. Exactly this will help. Or you feel tired or not inspired to have new ideas, do this exercise. It was like practical, and he was a scientist. So he had like data to back it up and he had an exercise to back it up. Like I read that book and I'm like, shit. Like all these things we say in Hawa, no? Like, bro, if you're stuck, go for a vacation. Like he proves it like that makes sense.
Why vacation is important.
Yeah, it makes sense. And they talk about how having other interests is good because your brain is not a linear thing.
That's true.
It's a very branched.
It's an alive.
Yeah, it's not like one train track.
Track.
Train track, but it's like it's branched out. So it's nice. I really
Have
like
you
it.
read Aziz Ansari's Modern Romance?
I was just going to ask him this question.
But
Same thing, I know.
Is that a self-help
No,
book?
so it's essentially like a...
But he'll love it.
Yeah. But I find him annoying, sorry. Yeah.
Him
annoying, but you'll like
I'm sure the book is good. Yeah.
Because he's co-written it with a sociologist.
Oh, good.
So there's a lot of data to back up his theory.
And he goes to like different parts of the world to see dating habits. Like he's done Tokyo. I don't remember.
He talks
much.
about it in his special though.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is from his special, but a lot of it is just him studying dating habits in the 70s and the 80s and then comparing them to what's happening now. And it's actually a fascinating read. I think that's one non-fiction book
fascinating read
I have
indeed.
finished.
Yeah.
I like this. This is very useful.
I rather enjoyed that read, you know. Fascinatingly tickled my intellectual bones.
Bona. Muscle.
Intellectual muscle. Funny bone, intellectual muscle.
Hi Bhagwan.
Correct. Different part of body.
It burns little bit.
What about...
what are we talking about?
Have you read Freakonomics?
Yes, I love Freakonomics.
Okay, talk about Freakonomics.
I also read Super Freakonomics. Yeah, that's the sequel to the book.
Is it super carifigalacal?
No, it's Freakonomics plus the word Super Freakonomics, where they were like, hey bro, we left this out.
What's the difference?
No, it says extra notes. So stop asking like a super villain. What's the difference?
What is Freakonomics about? Talk about it. It's a very interesting book.
I think again it's about economics and they took a lot of data and they analyzed it. But like one of the most amazing things you read, one of the facts that everyone quotes is that they noticed there was a dip in crime rate.
In the 70s.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
What a crazy thing. And then they traced it back to abortion being legal.
Yeah.
And how a lot of African American women who were in very tough economic zones, who couldn't take care of their child, could openly go to a clinic, get an abortion, it's covered.
Wow.
And that reduced the kids growing up in a harsh environment and then getting into crime.
Yeah.
So they saw a decline. And the moment I think, was it true whether they got back in this or I don't know. But that was insane, like to make that connection.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I admire people who can see like patterns like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, I
Are you also as a person, are you that kind of person who likes to see patterns?
Yeah, unfortunately. I think
in things?
It's a nice way of saying overthinking.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice way of saying that. But I love...
Harness the potential of your overthinking.
Look,
yes.
It's people having sex. Speaking of abortion.
Oh my god, Anuya.
Speaking of obesity.
Why am I even talking? Why can't we just interrupt each other with like sex flower jokes?
Sex flower jokes.
Let's start a podcast where you only talk shit. Oh wait.
Hey man, thanks man.
No, I love this podcast. I was really excited to come for the podcast. Until now. It's super fun.
It's too late.
It's super fun.
What is happening, guys? I am desperately trying to hold on to the little remnants of sanity that is left on this table.
Sharin, the mom.
No more sex flower jokes, as he said. No more.
We talk about so much about economics. She's like, hey, flower sex. Hey, it is what position is this?
I think we need to take Anuya to a real wellness retreat.
Spirituality.
No, I think Anuya is hiding from like her true self.
You think that's what's happening?
Yeah. You know,
oh my God!
She's like, she's too scared.
a great man named Amir Khan once said कि perfection को improve करना impossible है.
I just thought that the pain would reduce, but it doesn't. It increases.
Two Bollywood references, guys.
That is a good reference.
Anyway, spirituality. Come on, let's talk about spirituality. I haven't made fun of that yet.
Oh yeah, actually, I want to know Anuya's perspective on it.
On spirituality.
What's the question? Just spirituality.
But
In
question mark.
She wants books, dude. She wants to talk about Osho and all of that.
See, look at this. I don't know even the point of having this conversation anymore.
Do you read Osho?
I do read actually a lot of Osho.
Yeah?
He talks a lot about inner engineering and mindfulness, which is very
I can
very
hear
cool.
the tuning out of my
Very cool.
No, I've read Mindfulness. I've read Thich Nhat Hanh's book.
Thich Nhat Hanh?
Thich Nhat Hanh. He's a great man.
Okay.
He's a great
he's a monk.
Who sold his Ferrari?
Oh, I was like, should I say it?
He's a monk. He probably
Who didn't sell his Ferrari.
Yeah, because he'd never had one. But he's written I think that's the definitive book on mindfulness.
Yeah.
And I have actually tried to do it, but it's so tough in today's
What? It's a
day and
meditation
age.
technique or?
No,
Yeah,
mindfulness
it
is
is,
basically
it is.
focusing on what you're doing at that very moment.
Also, it is about being in connect with your entire body.
Yeah.
You need to be mindful of what you do. It's literally as simple
literally
as
as
that.
simple as
And
that.
it's basically listening to literally like how your bones are creaking, how your muscles are behaving,
Yeah.
being mindful of who you are,
So
where
if
you
you're,
are and how you
if you're
are.
making chai, then you are only making chai. Then don't
Yeah.
sing a song.
It's
don't
the-
think about
it's
the
a-
movie you watched last night. No,
So,
you
guys,
focus on...
I'm a regular human being. You don't have to give me chai examples for me to understand concepts.
Actually, this chai example is in the book.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think it's meant to be.
No, but what you're talking about is basic meditation. Where,
It is.
Yeah.
It is basic meditation in very many senses.
Where you're
But
just mindful
Osho's
of-
really sort of, I think he's oversimplified it.
Oh,
That
nice.
could be its biggest flaw.
But
Also, because I think he keeps repeating it. And I understand why reading self-help from this perspective becomes irritating.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of repetition.
Yeah.
So
True.
does Thich Nhat
But
Hanh.
True.
here's the thing about stuff like mindfulness. It requires repetition.
I got that at the end of the book. Yeah.
When you're reading it, you're supposed to be immersing yourself deeper and
In it.
deeper and deeper.
Yeah,
And it's an
that's what she
exercise.
said.
And also, oh my God, yes.
Sorry. I was just feeling that Anuya wanted to say something.
I didn't. I was actually being serious.
Okay.
See, you guys are being so mindful of each other. You're syncing beautifully with your thoughts. You see what is happening here?
Zoom into my face. Yeah.
हम ऐसे भी शादी के लिए तैयार है. चल.
I thought this was funeral wear, bro.
Imagine. I'm like, this is the wrong. It's the dead body.
How is
that
it
is
shadi
my
wear?
shadi.
Shadi wear is all nice and saris and.
No, मतलब.
अच्छा, this is only shadi. हार की आगे जी.
सिंदूर है, हार है.
अच्छा, that is yeah.
आगे
Sorry,
लगा
Sharin,
दो कोई.
we royally cut you off.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
But
she's
yeah.
just making like.
Osho, guys,
Shut up,
is
Kenny.
amazing.
Yeah. Nice.
Osho is really good. I think it's a
Yeah.
great introduction to spirituality because I think it oversimplifies, that being its biggest flaws. Its biggest also a benefit being that it oversimplifies, because a lot of self-help also tends to be like, up in the spirituality actually, sorry, my bad, tends to be very up in the air, and you will talk about things which seemingly look frivolous,
Yeah.
but it's really helped
It has a
me
very
as
bad
a person.
rep.
So
Yeah.
It does have a bad
Osho?
rep.
No, meditation or
But Osho also,
mindfulness
he's
in
actually,
general.
isn't he under fire for something right now? Like, anyway, whatever, moving on. I like
Osho
the
is,
chappals, those chatai wala chappals. Very popular when I was in college.
But how does meditation have a bad rep, or mindfulness have a bad rep?
No, so I don't know if a lot of people know, but I've been meditating for 10 years. straight.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
Which is like, I feel like
Guru.
a huge yes.
Swami.
I hate bringing it up because people react like this, but it's, I think like 80% of the reason I've reached anywhere. Because like I was...
How has the meditation helped you?
It just centers you. It just
centers you, right?
Yeah. I think it just like... I think you're like... It's like monthly service of your car. So like if you look at it like I feel like mindfulness is like if you're a line, like that's one center dot. So I was like just like whoa,
Yeah.
But like if you it just brings you to the center, so then you can like go everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
So
it allows you to dream big and think big also.
It
And
just
it
like-
just like blows up your brain.
it's like having a
See things a bit more clearly.
it's like a funnel. Like you
Yeah.
pour fucking
Yeah.
shit on it,
Yeah.
and then it goes to the point you want to go to.
Yeah.
That's all that.
That's true.
I think in today's day and age where there's so much stress and anxiety, everyone has an anxiety disorder. Every other person has an
I
anxiety
completely
disorder.
agree.
And for them, I think for us talking about meditation, even though I am making fun of it a little bit, is important. And
But it's not the. I think for anxiety and stuff, I think you have to do a lot more. But
but meditation is the prescribed mindfulness.
It's
Meditation
a great
is all the
starting point. It's
prescribed,
about
yeah.
centering
which
yourself.
really
and,
terrifies
like,
me, because if
Therapy.
you read any autobiography of any comic, all of them have anxiety attacks. So I'm like really worried if I'm going to get it or something.
You know what? I think it's also, when you talk about patterns, right? I think it's also the con of our times. We live in some really hyper,
And
indulgent, and very
distracting.
distracted times.
Yeah.
Sorry, this reminds me of another book. Not thought of it earlier, but now that we're talking about it, I feel it's totally self-help.
Yeah.
I was reading this book recently for academic purposes, The Emergence of Pop Culture in India.
Oh, nice.
So we talk about how Indian pop culture is relatively newer in the Indian mindscape. Though it's always been there, but we as a society have only been aware of it in the last 30 to 40 years. Whereas American culture is all pop culture. They don't have any other culture, right? So a lot of our pop culture came from mimicking them till we realized that, oh shit, we fucking have so much in our backyard.
Yeah.
And a lot of our Indian pop culture patterns sort of symbolize how people have become more and more anxious over time.
Yeah.
It's proven through Indian pop culture.
Like
it's
how?
very strange. So one of the references in this,
I'm really asking.
I'm not.
You made one sound.
I sniffled.
Oh, okay. I thought it's like a sarcastic sniffle. Like,
so
yeah.
see, you're so tuned into her feelings at
No,
this
she's
moment.
right next to me. That's why. But
This
tuned
sniffle in
in
your ear.
to anything, this Anuya doing that flower, she's not let go of.
So this talks about so Indians suffer from something called the Brahmanical restraint.
What?
So in the 80s, if you went to anybody's house, 80s was also the time when middle class Indians got new money. So we were building the foundations of our near new society, right? And I was born in the 80s. So, and I've seen this growing up, like every household you go to a living room, you'll have like a brass vase with fake flowers. Flowers, according to Indian culture, denote prosperity. And say you could not, hence look what we did, we are very prosperous. So,
झूठ मत बोल, सबके सामने झूठ मत बोल.
so that little floral sort of arrangement on general dinner tables and whatever, like small drawing rooms, etc., became like such a symbol that it also percolated a lot in advertising and cinema, and it came to impact a lot of things. So a lot of your Indian customs, which we show in movies about flowers kissing, which is sex, comes from this.
No, but
And I was just like blown over when I read all this, and I'm like, holy fuck.
How do they relate to stress?
So the fact is that because this pressure was inbuilt into our society from the time we got independent, because we had lesser time to become more prosperous. Because of globalization.
Correct.
Things were moving
like
at
a
a really
race.
manic pace, and it's true, right? India in the last 20 years has progressed at a neck break speed.
Yeah, true.
We keep talking
Like we're
about
catching up
statistics
times.
saying that more than 50% of our population is under the age of 30. Our millennial and Gen Z generation is growing like really fast. And we have privy to the same technology that's all over the world. It's a flat world. We have to work harder and double the time. Stress has to come somewhere, right? And nobody in India talks about this. It's really strange. And if you guys know, May is actually the self-esteem month. It's supposed to be, they're literally making a whole month about self-esteem
But for
in India.
Anuya, just
Nobody's
round the
talking
year.
about it.
Jan to December is. Oh, sorry, it's called Anuya month.
I don't know if he's insulting me or complimenting me.
It's a
This is very
compliment.
confusing right now.
Even I don't know.
I can't tell.
But it's amazing how this one book about the emergence of pop culture taught me so much about so many things about my God smells. I am distracted by this.
Sorry.
So, Kenny, you were talking about books that, are
Yes.
seemingly very stupid and you shouldn't read. You can
Stupid.
make out immediately.
Yes.
How do you do that?
So like I think a self-help book is like a Tinder or dating, where you can't get too isolated. Like I've never heard of this guy or this author. So usually I'll if I see the book, like Guy Kawasaki is my favorite author for anything to do with social media or the internet or disruption or really cool guy.
Recommend one book.
It's something social media something. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
that's
bad
fine.
at
We'll
names.
find it.
Any book. He's written 3 or 4. He's not written much. If I see a book about disruptive internet and I see Guy Kawasaki recommends, I'm like, okay, that's one clue. I'm a little elitist. Like I know it's not true, but if it's not New York bestseller, I won't pick it up.
Fair enough. That's a good filter.
Yeah. And
By
also
what, like New York Times bestseller? Like a bestseller by the
by
New York Times?
yeah.
Okay.
And I'll also do a basic Goodreads if it's get anything less than 4, I'm like, it'll be a bad book. Also, I honestly, if Crossword has a best-selling, I always like to pick up physical books. I tried Kindle, didn't work for me. And I have this...
Oh, do you actually read like physical books
Yeah,
as opposed to Kindle?
I tried
Wonderful.
Kindle.
Okay.
So how I got book reading into my schedule is whenever I take flights,
Okay.
I will pick up a book from the airport. I only pick up books from the
Nice.
airport. And till I finish...
Similar things.
Yeah, I have to finish the book on the flight. So,
Oh, wow.
So if I have to take 3-4 flights, I have to finish it on the flight, and I'm not allowed to buy another book till I finish that book. Because I used to buy like 4, like a...
What?
That's a great reading hack. That's
Yeah.
a fabulous reading hack.
Yes.
But it's never going to work for us, Sharin.
Yeah, but it's...
So no, but like you can modify that to like, I'll only read the book when I'm in an Uber.
Understood. So you're a traveling reader. Like when you are like mobile, that's when
It
you
works
read
out best because my phone doesn't work, my laptop, so I don't want to use enough light. And the best way to fall asleep is reading a book.
Yeah.
So I'll read the book, and if I don't fall asleep, I'll finish a lot otherwise. So I'm not allowed to buy, because my dad has this problem. I got into reading because of my dad.
Okay.
So he has countless books which he has not read, and he keeps getting frustrated. So I was like, how to find a hack? So I'm like, don't buy a book till you finish
So
the
do
book.
you read a lot of stuff with your dad? Do you like co-share like
I got
stuff?
into management because of my dad. So my dad
Okay.
reads a lot of management and self-help.
Okay.
So I started scouring his bookshelf.
That's funny. My dad reads a lot of management and self-help also, but
I think
just
it's a
never
father
got
thing.
attracted to
My
it.
dad also reads a lot of
Yeah.
self-help and management books.
Yeah, he teach your child how to think and all of that nonsense he'd get. And
Teach
he'd
your
be like,
child how
for
to
you. And I'm like, I haven't read that, I haven't read Harry Potter. And he's like, well,
So many things happen
I'm very dad.
over a course of decades.
I'm very
my
dad
child so
influenced.
dumb.
Yeah. So like even I picked up music from my dad also.
Okay.
Like used to listen to Clapton and Michael Jackson. And
Have you read any musician biographies that have been inspiring and interesting?
oh my
in that
god, no,
sense?
I haven't.
Okay.
I only read. I've read comedians. I've read actors. Again, entrepreneurs. Not read actually musicians. Oh shit, man! I will do that.
Okay.
Anuya, what the hell?
What about things like Dale Carnegie, How to
Yes.
Win Friends and Influence
Yes,
People?
that's like I think like first standard, second standard. Like you have to read it, even though it might seem damn cliche. No, those are famous books for a reason.
Yeah.
Like those are the
Foundation stones.
Yeah, it's like the Lord of the Rings for all fantasy. Like if you can kind of pinpoint all fantasy kind of origins
Goes
from
back to Lord of the Rings,
you know. So like Dale Carnegie is like any management book, 100% will
He's
quote
the
Dale
guru.
Carnegie or they'll modify what he said.
Here's my problem with a lot of self-help books.
Yes.
A lot of it is actually clickbait. You'll
Yeah.
see the cover and you'll be like, the 48 laws of power. And you're like, 48 laws of power?
Oh, yeah.
I will pick up 48 laws of power. And I know not even one single
Again,
law of power.
just
I'm like, there are laws.
like dating.
It's not, yeah.
If you see the Tinder profile and they're like, oh, I don't tolerate bullshit, you're like,
This is such bullshit.
so it's like, they're trying too hard.
Yeah.
Like the one go-to way to build a successful business, I'm like,
Not
that's
happening.
stupid. Usually all good books are very modest in their titles.
Guys, what
That's
about
true.
Shivkera?
Huh?
Oh my god. Do you have a Shiv Khera story?
No, I don't.
So
You can win by Shiv Khera. I'm like, I know,
So
why would I buy this book for
I have
to
a
know
really
that?
stupid Shiv Khera story.
Yeah.
This is like way back when I was ambitious at one point. I decided to take up science in +1, +2.
No.
And
Who's
it's
ambitious
hard.
about that? It's nice.
It's really ambitious.
It's not ambitious, everybody does science.
Yeah.
It is 8 hours of studying and then
we did
beyond. It's like, so I couldn't do that competitive, like I'm not made for competition. I'm the person who will see competition and be like, okay, bye, it's okay, it's fine, I'm okay with this. But so a lot of my friends at the time during tuitions, because this was Chandigarh, right? Like you only went to school just for attendance, but your actual studying happened in tuitions because you were preparing for PMT and all of that crap.
Yeah.
And so you had to have a schedule. You could not like not study because it's impossible to score anything and even like pass anything.
Yeah.
So I remember I was struggling with like just having like a focused schedule time where I could actually focus and give myself those 8 hours of proper study time without distractions. Somebody said, "Fucking bitch, read Shiv Khera." I'm like, okay.
Wow, very
I'm
aggressive
like, okay,
suggestion.
great.
Yeah, fucking
So
bitch.
I said, fine. I will go and get You Can Win. That entire book is just You Can Win.
Oh man.
Is it just that phrase repeated like
It is
2,000 times?
literally repeated in every paragraph.
Oh my
that
God.
book must be like 300 pages. I could like, I don't know how, must be like hundreds of times. At that time I counted it. You Can Win, literally as You Can Win. It was the first search engine optimization of a book. It appeared so many times and I'm like, I am not winning this.
So
But
it's
that
bad,
book went on to like sell so many copies. It's the definitive competitive guide for kids. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Never buy Shiv Khera.
Okay,
You
I hope
can
you
win.
learned something from this. Yes.
Yes. Sorry.
Is there another question?
I had overshared. I'm just like tired of Shiv Khera, brought back bad memories. So Kenny and Anuya, would you have some thoughts to share about Deepak Chopra?
Oh, okay. So before she goes on a rampage and starts a forest fire, I had a Deepak Chopra phase like all of us did. Where initially you were like, hey, what's the big deal?
Hashtag not all of us.
Hashtag no. But I heard an audiobook by Deepak Chopra and very basic stuff like
what did it teach you?
believe in yourself. If you truly look in
Drink water every 8 hours like that.
Yeah, the body heals itself when you focus on it and all that. It's very like, you can't be like, I don't know if it's right, but it's not wrong.
But doesn't it feel to you guys कि ये इतनी obvious चीजें बोलने के लिए मैंने 300-400 रुपए क्यों दिए? Like, is that not?
Now you realize. Yeah.
Well, with Deepak Chopra, exactly.
Yeah.
True.
You discovered a website,
There
right?
was a website that me and my colleagues spent one memorable afternoon messing around with it. It's called The Enigmatic Wisdom of Deepak Chopra, which just takes his tweets and then reorders the words and turns it into a Deepak Chopra quote, and all of them sound like they could be something he said. And later on, I think you have to guess whether it's an actual tweet or it's just a collection of words.
Find the link to the website in the description below.
We'll put it. It was so much fun. We laughed so much. Like the shit that Deepak Chopra says on Twitter is amazing.
How to lose your next 20 minutes?
Yeah,
it is pretty cool. She showed it to us and it's actually really accurate.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So I actually have to add to your earlier point about fiction. I did have a phase reading fiction and it's lovely.
Okay.
It's too amazing. But the one book that changed my life forever as a child was The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Again!
I love Douglas Adams.
You know what?
He's
You know
just
what?
amazing.
I feel like I have to give Hitchhikers another chance. Like I was too young and stupid
Salman
and
Rushdie.
easily.
If you're too young,
No, Salman. Fuck Salman Rushdie.
all the bitches wanna do the same. All the bitches wanna do the same.
What is actually fun is Brian Weiss, Many Lives, Many Masters.
Okay.
He talks about past life regression therapy.
Whoa.
And that is actually very cool. It is one of the most interesting ways of reading self-help because it's a game. It's gamified the whole experience for you, where you are reading other people's case studies of how they discovered they were like, like their physical manifestations of issues that they have in this life is based on what happened in their past life.
I get very overwhelmed
really cool.
whenever someone brings up past
Even
life
if it's
regression.
not a Hindu.
No, because I'm like...
This is a legit question.
The thing about we haven't figured out so much about like our current life, and they bring a past life with regression. I'm like,
I don't know. I think, for me,
बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया.
Yeah, बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया.
For me, it's also many lives, many masters, many lives and many masters.
9 times.
No, I think one of the things about spirituality for me, I'm not a religious person. I'm an atheist, in fact, but I'm spiritual in the sense that. For me, in my dark times, I need something to hold on to.
Yeah.
And if I can find logic in any of my issues, that helps me. What happened? I lost you guys again.
Sorry.
He's saying that he's making inappropriate jokes.
Please tell me, Kenny.
Nothing,
I insist.
No, later.
Nothing. Sorry. No, but it is true. To be honest, I don't know if this is factual, but there's a part of the brain that really responds to believing
Stimulation, yes.
Yes. Oh, now Sharin's doing it back to me.
Believing in?
That really it reduces your pain receptors when you pray. That part lights up.
Meditation.
So it is good for the brain to believe in something higher.
Well, there are like many theories to this, and we can
I
have
don't know how
this
factual that is.
never-ending debate. But I think for me, it's been something to hold on to. And strangely enough, I've really held on
True.
to past life regression because I have done the therapy and it really helped me.
Oh yeah.
So. In that sense, when I started reading Brian Weiss, I could sort of relate to other people's stories. And these are like really interesting stories of what happened to other people. And it's written in a like storytelling format, which is what helped me a lot. So I would recommend that as a really fun read, if nothing else. Even if you don't take anything back from it, it's a fun read nonetheless.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes.
You were looking at
some books on your shelf.
Yes. So I took a photo of the books I've read in the past
life
3 months.
Which could be another life altogether.
Yes. So I read this book called Rules for Evolutionaries, and the author's name has been covered by another book. Nice book. Then there's a book called Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. I really like the book a lot.
What's it about?
Basically how...
Not getting stood up at dates? No.
Oh, actually, it kind of helps with that. No, but it's in general about just being aware that being empathetic really helps you professionally.
That's true.
Yeah. They're just, again, understanding people you work with. Again, like the whole thing boils down to that you could have a degree, you could have a lot of talent, a lot of money, but you always deal with people. There's always a person between you and anything. If you go to a job interview, you could have the most fuck all resume, but if you win that guy over, you get the job. Right? It's always a person involved.
It's about human connections at the end of it.
And you need to understand it because you're always interacting with human beings. So I feel that's a primary importance to understand how people work.
Does that help you as a stand-up comedian?
It just personally, I just got so frustrated because even young, when you're trying to figure out girls and stuff, trying to figure out yourself, it's just so frustrating because no one talks to you about it. So I just was like, I know, guys.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I just need a hug and kiss sometimes. So the point is that, so the book really nicely talks about it. This is one awesome book I read, which I also read for research for my special, which again my dad very dramatically gave it to me. I told my dad, I'm talking about the themes of being good and nice in a very surface level in my special, but I want to do a deeper research on it because I'm struggling with it. My dad is like, read this, bro. And he does this a lot of times.
Product placements.
Yeah, he's like, bro, read this.
His father's is books on toast.
Yeah, dude. My dad's really cool. Sometimes he'll recommend a book that he's not read, but he knows that it'll work for me. I know how he does it.
Such a loving father. How then?
So it's called The Difficulty of Being Good by Gurcharan Das. And it's a very old book. Yeah, it's a very old book. But he analyzes the Mahabharata in his perspective.
What's it about?
Again, the Yudhishthir.
Yudhishthir.
Yes, was the eldest of the Pandavas. Right? Correct?
Yes.
And he was the son of Dharma. So he was the ultimate guy who believed in Dharma, which is your duty as a person. And how he was the ultimate nice guy. Like he did what he was told, he did his role faithfully, blindly. And then he started questioning it, and then eventually he did a huge war, which is very counterintuitive to what he believes in. And just in figuring out that maybe my whole takeaway from it was you have to fight fire with fire sometimes. This whole one cheek, other cheek doesn't always work. Yeah. Again, that was the takeaway from that. And I also read Elon Musk's autobiography. And you
the man of the moment.
Holy motherfucker, that guy. You read that book and you get tired reading about how hard he works. Like you read a book and you get exhausted. like it's not an accident he's here. It just reaffirms, like you're like, maybe it's also luck and, but you read it like, no, it's still hard work.
Perspective really matters.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
That guy, so I keep whining about not getting sleep because of working, which is a very first world problem.
But you're meditating.
No, but it's not it's a very legit problem. Don't say it's a first world problem. It is, I have
but it's a good
sleeping.
thing.
She has issues sleeping.
No, not because I can't sleep. It's because I don't have time to sleep.
Yeah. No, time management is actually a great concern. It's one of the major reasons for anxiety in modern times, because you're just constantly running out of time, and especially for those of us who are trying to do something on our own, it's even harder because you're your own boss. You're responsible for your own self and for other people, and how do you balance all these things out? So
when I read his book, and I was like, oh, I think I work pretty hard and I deserve to sleep, and I read his book and I'm like, Jesus, the amount this guy works, and I'm like, I need to work harder. So that's why I read those books. It's nice. Like, it reminds me of
what all you have to do.
What I have to do. Yeah.
Okay.
What will you call Elon Musk if he went to jail?
Jail on Musk?
Felon Musk.
See, this is a good written joke because you can visually see F-E-L-E-O-N, but when you say
Felon Musk. Yeah.
Naveen had a show where there are famous personalities that come as dog forms. So I was like, Elon Musk could be Elon Husky. He'll be a big husky that looks like Elon Musk.
That is actually pretty
and
cute.
He's always smiling, so
I'll take it home.
Yeah. Dog version. Anuya's dog version would be like nice, like a German Shepherd.
No, I like small dogs. But anyway, I want to talk about this book which I have with me.
It's a very awesome story.
It's a great story. So this was back in 2012 when I was about 6 kilos heavier. And because I'm short, it shows. At least my mother saw it. And one day I came home from work and she's like, I bought you a present. And that's not the norm. We don't suddenly buy each other presents. We buy presents on like days when presents are supposed to be exchanged. So I was really happy. I'm like, oh my God, what did she get for me? And then I saw that it was a book, which made me even happier. I'm like, yay, book. And then I opened it and it was Don't Lose Your Mind, Lose Your Weight by Rujuta Divekar.
Happy Mother's Day, Auntie.
So she's actually genuinely, she gave it to me thinking, oh, this will help you, look less ugly. So who'll marry you if you're fat?
Oh, wow, man.
Oh my God.
So no, she was genuinely trying to help me because
So cute.
she lost weight using this book.
She did?
And I'm like, wow, mother. But I finished it and I think she's really, really smart. Yeah, because she tells you to eat ghee and all. So I'm like, this woman knows her stuff.
Really?
But have you tried this diet? Does it actually help?
I haven't tried it because I'm too indisciplined to eat every 2 hours. So her whole philosophy is that you have to keep your metabolism going, right? And then you eat like a handful of peanuts or a piece of cheese and all the things and don't eat diet food. She's telling you a lot of things that you sort of know already again, as is the vein of self-help books. But having a dietitian tell you, do not eat diet food, it's all a scam. Keep eating the stuff that you've grown up eating, just do portion control. Like it's very easy to do it if you decide to do it. But it's just like the whole eating every 2 hours is not something I can do.
Okay.
You have to take every meal with you when you leave in the morning.
Yeah.
But it has helped a lot of other people that I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like Tushar and Ashish, my friends. My mother also lost a great deal of weight doing this. So I think I follow her on social media. She gives very sound, very matter-of-fact advice. And I was very like, oh, this must be one of those like Atkins diet nonsense books.
Correct.
But it's not. It's very like easy to follow tips that you can use to actually like get healthier and still like not like lose your mind. Like, crash diets tell you to stop eating this stuff, like a keto or whatever, no carbs. That's extreme, right? That's like giving your system a shock.
Yeah.
Here you are gradually doing something that you can do every day.
You
can sustain. Yeah. You're not gonna put back all that weight once you stop doing it.
True.
Right? So, I love you, Ruru.
Are you giving out your number on the comment section? No.
Maybe. No. That's the worst idea I've ever heard. But I think we've talked a lot about books.
Yeah.
Is it time for the clickbait round?
Oh,
Yes.
what is
Okay.
this?
So we
Clickbait round.
Oh, they were
Clickbait round.
soundtrack. Clickbait.
Yay! Woo!
Clickbait is the
All right.
best round. Clickbait.
Okay, clickbait round, guys. So the whole idea of the round is, since we are talking about self-help, and we seem to have read a lot.
Yeah, even
with the exception of few people maybe.
Yeah.
So what would our personal self-help books be called?
Oh, wow. That's a really nice question.
So, Kenny?
I start, okay. Do not listen to people. The best way to be successful.
By Kenneth Sebastian.
It's true, I believe in it.
This summer.
If I heard every friend or family member or
Yeah.
colleague who told me what to do, I would
I'm realizing that now.
Yeah. I don't know if you're serious.
I wish I had his book to not read when I was growing up. Sharin?
I think mine will be called Stop Pretending Now.
I would read that. That's a great title, Sharin. Dude, I think you should patent that shit. It's a good title. Stop Pretending Now is great. But Sharin.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know. I have like a very strange outlook to how I view everybody. I come from a small town, so moving to this big city was a big thing for me. So it took me quite some time to sort of,
But I think you're good at reading. No, actually Sharin is very good at reading people.
Yeah. And also books.
Fuck!
So yeah.
I wish I had said that.
So I think just this facade that we keep up, especially when we need help. We keep up this facade of like, hey, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm alright, I'm better. I am strong. Strongest people will ask for help when they want it. So I think this is very relevant.
What do you think about us? Like if you had to...
Hey!
If you have to...
See, she's feeling like, hey guys, this is not a therapy session.
If you analyze us...
Is this a session? Analyze you?
Yeah, if you analyze us, what do you think? Do you think we are genuines?
Or pretenders?
Or pretenders?
I'm thinking the song in my head. You're a pretender.
Okay. Cool.
Deep question.
She's not going to answer that.
She's not going to answer, yeah.
She's like, whatever, I'm singing a song.
You got too real.
It's too real.
Yeah.
But what would yours be called?
What would my book be called? I think my book would be called...
Don't read.
No. Hey, no, that will never be what it will be called.
Don't read in bracket, self-help.
I think my book would be called How to Be an Asshole and Have Fun.
But you're not an asshole.
I think it will be How to Be an Asshole and still have people like you.
You're not an asshole on here. Don't try to be all like, oh my god, see, I'm calling myself an asshole, but actually I'm a smooth person.
Are we talking about you now? You.
You're just like...
I think real assholes will never be...
self-aware.
Yeah. I think my book will be How Not to Write a Self-Help Book.
It should be mom...
I'll tell you, the stuff that I will write exists. There is an excellent parody of a very famous self-help book called Who Moved My Cheese?
Oh yeah.
Called I Moved Your Cheese. And it is it's so funny. I read it when I first discovered all these like Chicken Soup for the Soul books, which I love, by the way. They were ideal reading when I was growing up. Because they're all stories, they're real life stories that you can take inspiration from.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, maybe I should pick up a self-help book. And I tried reading.
That is awesome though.
I tried reading a self-help book and then I found I Moved Your Cheese and it is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
It makes fun of the whole genre. That is what I'll write. I will write...
A parody of the self-help.
How to what? How not to listen to people?
Yeah, don't listen to people.
Don't listen
best
to
way
people.
To find success.
So it will be the parody of that book.
Listen to people?
Listen to people.
No, How Not to Listen to Kenny.
Oh! It should be right next to my book.
Yeah, of course.
And you get a discount.
Buy them together.
And when you go claim the discount, it asks you to fuck
It's a bundle offer.
Like, please leave now, sir.
Oh God.
Yeah, sorry, what's the next question?
That's it.
Okay,
That's it?
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, guys. I had a
This
blast.
was actually a really, really fun.
I'm so glad. Even I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I had no faith in Kenny being interesting or.
Jesus.
Oh, wow, that hurt.
Yeah,
It's multiple levels.
but it was great.
That's also the name of my next book. That hurt multiple levels. My experience with Anuya, Ghat Gogapar, whatever. Jakatdar. Ghat Gogapar, sorry.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, please subscribe. This is an awesome channel.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
Please leave comments. Please read a lot of books. Read self-help if it makes you happy. I'm not. I will judge you.
She's read like many of them. Chuma, she's pretending.
Yeah. I need to read her book to stop pretending, right, guys?
Stop pretending now.
Read it if you like it. Don't read it if you don't like it.
Yeah.
But read. Keep reading.
Please
Keep reading. So stop watching this YouTube video right now. Subscribe first, but then like and comment, and then say good things. Trolls will be blocked. But in general, read now. After this, go read. Develop a good habit. Like before sleeping, Read. Switch off your phone.
While
Follow
doing
reading
potty.
hacks.
Yeah, reading hacks.
Actually, self-help in the potty is amazing.
Yeah. Wait, you mean it's in
Wait,
the
what?
it's in the potty, so you
I
but
was
if
what?
we pick it up, it's all it's full of the potty, no? That it's wet.